People say, community over competition, but they don't actually live it
at all.
They don't live it at
all.
They
promote
it,
but they don't actually.
But they're not.
do it.
They're not truly living by that, and that is something I can personally like to pride myself in. That I really do feel like I mean that when
Hi guys, welcome back to episode 4
of Just Breathe, bitch.
I'm Kita.
And I'm Cheyenne.
And we're your host. So today we have a special guest and our very first guest of the podcast, Sabrina. Everyone give Sabrina a warm welcome.
We are so excited to have you here.
So excited to have you here. And like I said, you are our first official guest of Just Breathe.
Excited to be here.
A little favoritism. It's fine.
Are you done?
She's our favorite.
Oh.
First of all,
I thought you meant I was
first
favoritism.
Shut the fuck up.
Fair enough. Moving on. So Sabrina is a good friend of ours. She is also a mom and a full-time photographer. So with that being said, we will basically be going over her story, her journey with parenthood and having a full-time career as a photographer and things like that. So let's get into it.
Let's do it. So why don't you tell us a little about yourself?
Okay. As Kita already mentioned, I am a mom. I have an 8-year-old daughter, and I'm a full-time photographer. I started my photography journey full-time almost 2 years ago now, which is crazy.
Yeah. I remember seeing the post. I was like,
Really?
Yes.
Yeah, it's crazy.
I think you shared it.
Which post?
The one about her being full-time. Because I remember seeing it on Instagram.
Okay.
Because I didn't meet you 2 years ago. I met you last year.
Yeah.
And I was like, oh, that's pretty cool. Like, you get to just do this full time.
Yeah.
Especially when you love it. It's nice that you can actually do this every day.
Yeah.
And I see you do a lot of traveling.
Yeah.
I'm jealous.
I'm trying to. Honestly, this is the first year that I'm actually doing like traveling jobs.
Okay.
Which I think does make it a lot more fun and exciting.
Yes.
Not that I don't mind. Like, I like doing like local work, but traveling for it definitely adds another layer.
It's nice to see different things. And it's nice to know that people know you outside of where you live.
Like, yeah. I think that's like the coolest part.
Yeah.
I'm like, oh, you actually
you know me?
You
like,
want
I'm
me?
famous?
Like,
Like you're all the way in this other state and you know who I am? Wild.
Yeah. I'm kind of like, but like, why'd you like hire me though? Like, thank you, but why?
It's like the weird self-doubt.
Your
kicks
work
in.
speaks for itself.
Oh, thank you.
Yeah, I feel like I've watched you like grow because I feel like we met like when you were starting to like really get into photography. So I feel like I watched you grow like so much.
Wait, that's how we met. I remember.
Yeah.
I think I did a model call for maternity.
Yeah,
remember? And then you were pregnant.
Yeah.
I think that's how we met.
That's
oh my
the
god,
one
that's
with,
so funny.
Elias.
Yeah, with Elias.
Those are so
and it was so
that
funny.
is what it was, actually. I think it was. I posted like and then you were like, oh yeah, like, because I wanted to do, because I started out doing family. So I do like couples weddings now, but I started out only doing family because that was kind of like my niche of like my circle, like as a mom and like mom friends and Maddie's friends. I like started out, I was like, well, I just want to do like family photos. And so that's kind of how I started.
Yeah, and I remember it was like so hectic because like the girls were crying because we had the puppy and then they were so terrified of the puppy for absolutely no reason whatsoever.
Oh my god, that was so funny. But those were actually cute. I have like pictures of like Lily like crying, like running away from the puppy, like
The emotional photos are always the best because it's like the raw reaction. It's like, oh, you're crying because of the puppy.
And then like I remember
I'm gonna put this in your yearbook.
Yeah, right? And then I remember like I had my nephrostomy tubes. I had like my little pee bag, and I was like trying to hide it.
You were like, "We're not getting this in the photos." Yeah,
like, keep moving.
I remember. But like, is it a family photo shoot if it's not chaotic though?
Yeah,
like
definitely.
really.
There was another one that we did. It was me and then all 3 of the kids.
Yeah,
we went to
that was just with us and our kids.
Yeah, the little plant thing.
Yeah,
and that one was so hectic.
Yeah,
all the kids were like,
"I'm done.
Forget y'all."
No, like they were all so over it and just running around. And then Maddie was like, kept wanting me to buy her a bird that day because they had all the fucking birds. I'm like, we're not
doing.
We're not taking home a bird. Like, I don't know.
Birds are so cute. Like, I mean, I wouldn't buy mine.
Yeah, I was like, do you want a bird? Are you gonna buy your son a bird?
Like,
I would buy him one. I love that for you, not
love
me.
It for you,
not me.
Not at my house.
Exactly. I'm still trying to get John to let us get a cat. Because like, okay, so we just purchased our home, and I'm like, oh, let's get a cat, and he's like, no.
You can just borrow Stella sometime.
No, your dog bites my ankles every fucking time. Like
Done.
I'm
She's
like,
still a
"Can
puppy. She'll get over
Can
it.
you let her out the cage? Like, I just want to love on her. It's like, no, it's nap time. And I'm like, no, just like 5 minutes. And then she'll come up to me and bite my ankle. And I'm like, you know what? Take your dog back.
That's what you get for
I'm done.
interrupting nap time.
So you know what? She can have her back.
I've never seen a dog with a nap time. It's so cute. Every time I go, she's like, good night.
Nap time. Yeah.
She's sweet, but little
She's
ankle
sweet
biter.
and a little devil at the same time.
I love her. She's so big now from when you got her. Make sure you check out her Instagram.
Who's
The
Stella's?
dog.
Yeah, her Instagram is Stella B the dog, I'm pretty sure. Or something like that.
Have you seen the post where it's like Stella's paw and she's taking a selfie?
Yeah, it's so
No.
cute. She's like
It's
taking a
so
little
cute.
selfie.
It's like a
I
dog
need to see
selfie.
this. Oh
Yeah,
my god, I need to
it's
see
literally so
it.
cute.
I sent it
I'll
to my
send it to
group
you.
chat, and all my friends started doing dog selfies. And it's like their little arm, and there's like, what?
Okay, yeah, you
You started
you gotta
something.
show that to me.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So, squirrel brains, once again. You know,
Always.
we're good at that.
That's
So,
what I call it too. I always say I'm squirreling. Oh yeah, that's so
Everybody's
funny.
like, no, it's like mom brain or pregnancy brain. I'm like,
and
no.
it's squirrel brain.
I
I'm a
literally call it
squirrel.
squirreling. That's so funny. I love
yeah.
that.
So, outside of photography, tell us a little more about your life.
What's a typical day for you?
Oh, that's a good question. I feel like every day of mine looks very different.
Okay.
Because that's kind of like my life. I feel like that's part of like working for myself and just like being a mom, and like my day is just like every day is like never really the same. My weekdays are usually a little bit more chill.
Okay.
I do a lot of like my work, like my shooting work, like out on weekends, but during the week I'm usually just doing like admin stuff. Mom life right now. Maddie's home for summer.
Yes.
So that's like really fun. So, and it's actually like the first year we're not really like putting her in like summer camps.
Aw.
We're kind of just keeping her home to actually like spend the time with her. So yeah, honestly, a lot of my days have just been kind of like chilling with her right now. And it's kind of like slow season
That's
for
exciting.
work. So like July and August are real slow for me. And I just honestly am excited to like just chill and spend like
Do you
the
have any,
summer
like,
with her.
Plans? Like, are you going to do anything?
Yeah, well, we are pretty outdoorsy. We like to camp and do that type of stuff. So we
Aw,
have
I
like
could
2
never.
really. Oh my
Bugs?
god.
Literally
No.
same.
Bugs? Negative.
We're literally camping this weekend. I just camped in Colorado, which was really fun, but actually I was like dying. We literally like slept on rocks for like 2 nights because we didn't have like sleeping pads with under the sleeping bags.
Oh, no.
And I was like, our dumbasses were not thinking like, we thought it was gonna be grass, because when you usually camp, you're camping on grass, like on a tent. But it was all rocks. And then we literally, me and Lay, the friend I went with, we were like, wait, like we're camping in Rocky Mountains and didn't think it would be fucking rocky. Like that's crazy. So, but yeah, you know, we made it. But we're actually camping this weekend for
That'll be
July 4th
exciting.
weekend. And then we're camping again, like in a couple weeks. But no like big trips planned or anything. Just kind of low key stuff.
I feel like that's so much easier
Yeah.
than trying. Because, like, everybody is, of course, trying to go places. I keep
like
hearing,
like beach trips and like this,
Right.
you know, I feel like it's
Great
so
Wolf
popular
Lodge,
around
things
here.
like that. It's like, no, it's too many people.
we just took a really big like family trip to Hawaii that I'm like still recovering from. So
You
like
forgot me. What the fuck? Just put me in your suitcase. Even if you have to chop my body up, that's fine.
So I told Sabrina we have to make a trip to Puerto Rico.
I think that would be
ASAP.
so much
no,
fun.
we need to. We
It'll be so
absolutely
much
need
fun.
to.
I'm hearing a girls' trip next year.
Yeah.
I'm down for that.
Next year. I got a lot going on this year, but I'm definitely
yeah,
down for
same.
next
That's like a next year thing, but I'm so
Yeah.
down. I'm so up for it. So yeah,
Yeah.
I
that-
think we'll
that's
have
a-
a blast.
yeah, that would be
Cameras or no cameras?
You have to take cameras for
fun though.
For
cameras, but
documentary.
like you know, for
Like, for fun?
not for work, for
not
fun.
work.
Yeah.
like fun,
Yeah.
fun camera work, not
Yeah.
work.
Yeah.
Perfect.
Yeah.
It'll be a blast.
So let's see here. I gotta look at my notes because you know your girl be forgetting.
I'm dead. I never looked at the notes, so I have no idea what's on the agenda.
She said, "I'm just here."
Um,
She's never raw
I was
dogging
so
this.
busy today. I was so confused on the times, and I was like, you know what? I don't have time. Whatever.
yeah, we are kind of like running around like chickens with our head cuts off, and
It is what it is.
yeah, that's what it is. It's totally
What
fine.
is new?
You guys still watch us, so, you know, we appreciate it.
Yeah, the few of you that are here, shout out to y'all.
Y'all the real MVPs. We don't got no merch, but here's the heart.
That's how Lily does it. Lily goes like this.
Oh,
She is so sweet. She's always calling, like, you know, is Miles there? And I'm like, No, you just hear him on the phone. Your mom's here, but he's just on the phone in the car. But then she sees him and she's like, can you stop touching me? Miles is a lover.
She's literally like,
he doesn't know personal space, and he just like wants to climb on top of her every time. And
That's
she's
literally
like,
how Maddie is.
It's so sweet. I'm
literally,
like,
Lily just goes, Miles, I need my personal space.
I like when they were.
We love the communication.
Yeah.
Wow.
I was like, okay. Like they came over, we closed, and I had her bring me batteries because she made me get one of these fancy door locks that I could fucking grab batteries. And Lily's like, if I'm touching the wall, you cannot touch me. This is the safe place. And I was like, Miles, if she's touching the wall, you can't tag her. Go away. And he just stood against the wall next to her, waiting for her to move.
Like, just waiting.
I think she realized it and then went and put herself in the closet. And she was like holding the knob so he couldn't get in. And I was like,
he said, Pat, I'm going to just post up here then. I'm going to just wait.
I was like, he's just so sweet, but he's so clingy. And I'd be feeling so bad. And I'm like, he's just a lover. Like everybody goes to give him a high five and he's like, and I'm like,
oh, that's so cute though.
I tell everybody, I was like, he's a hugger. Just get used to it. He just starts grabbing onto your legs like this.
Yeah.
Like,
he literally cracks me up because he'll see Lily and then like 2 seconds later he'll see me. He'll be like, oh, you're here too? And I'm like, yeah. And he's like, I'm so excited.
I think he called her the other day and was like, I miss you. And I was like,
Oh,
so sweet.
That's so cute.
But then she never shows up for Chuck E. Cheese dates, so.
Huh. We're moving on. So, anyway, back to Sabrina. So, let's talk about some of your photography. What would you say is, or how would you describe your photography style?
Ooh.
That's a good question. I never really know how to describe my own work, but it's funny. I ask that question to my clients all the time because I'm always curious how people describe me. Right. So I guess I'll kind of give you like how people answer that question. Mm-hmm. I typically always get like a little moody, warm, romantic. Ooh. That's kind of typically what I get to describe my style.
I would say that's accurate.
Yeah.
And then like I always say this word wrong because I don't want to say it.
Which one?
Documentary.
Oh, yes. I do. I see a lot of that. That's been like the new popular thing.
See,
documentary.
Okay. I don't know. Sometimes I feel like am I like able to call myself that? Because I don't know if I see myself as that. You know what I mean?
Right. You literally take pictures of cake after it's cut into, and I think that is very much what that is.
It's different. It's like most people, when they get their wedding pictures, it's just the cake.
Yeah.
It's you cutting the cake, but you don't actually see the details in the cake. So to see that as a part of it, it's like your work is not just like the basics. You do everything from start to finish, little details that most people wouldn't think of.
Yeah.
So that's always nice to like see it. Because then there's me. I'm like, I would love to see the inside of the cake.
Oh, I love that. I feel like we also like, this is like not even just like with work and photography. Like I feel like other people always see us differently than we see ourselves.
Oh, absolutely.
Yeah.
We are our worst critics.
We're always our own worst critic. And I feel like I struggle with that so much even with like my work. Mm-hmm. Like the imposter syndrome is so real. Like people could like say things all the day.
Right.
All day, but like I don't always see myself that way, you know?
Yeah.
So
it's definitely hard.
Yeah.
I think that's probably why I really don't get into the photography world, because everyone's like, oh, it's so good. And I'm like, nah.
Yeah, it can definitely be like a hard industry, and you can just be so hard on yourself.
Oh,
like
absolutely.
Like I struggle with that all the time.
Yeah,
like,
I feel like in my brain, every time I like look at your Instagram, I'm like, you have a lot of followers, but I'm like, she's like one of the photographers that should have like literally like the thousands, like 10,000, 40,000 followers of like photographers do. And I'm like, why does she not have that many? But you still have a lot though.
Insert tears.
I know, literally, please. Yeah.
I'm gonna need you to start promoting on TikTok, because I think she would just like.
She posts some stuff on TikTok.
I'd
be creeping.
I stopped though. I like retired from TikTok. It
like,
overwhelms me.
Posts in the it is
it honestly, social media in general overwhelms me, and so I take that's like the hard part. You know, like the algorithm's not like I take breaks because I just like mentally like it's just too much. But I know like I feel like I've heard that before. Like a lot of people like get on TikTok or do this, post that, and it's like
absolutely.
It's just so overwhelming. But I know if I probably tried to put myself out there more, I could. But that's part of like just balancing everything.
Oh,
like,
absolutely.
When you're a business owner, like it's a lot. Like you literally wear like 20 hats, and it gets so overwhelming to keep up with. And it's like I'm trying to grow, but then I'm trying to just grow, but also keep up with what I'm.
Right, you don't want to overwhelm yourself, because you want to still love your job at the end of the day. And when you put too much on yourself, it's like
and I'm like literally went through that last year.
It happened.
Like I was like
able to recognize it.
I was so burnt out and was just like really had to like take a step back. Like it was just a lot.
Yeah, like I don't even do photography as often. Like I'm definitely not as booked and busy. but there was still a point where I was just like, okay, like all I'm doing is like weddings, and I was like,
Oh,
not that
yeah.
they're not fun because
I
they
need
are.
creativity
But I was like,
in
I
my
need
life.
something creative in my
Yeah,
life.
and it's so relative to like what you're doing
Right.
and what fuels you, and that's like I try like whenever I travel, like that very creatively like fuels me.
Oh,
like
absolutely.
after coming back from this week, like 1000%, I'm like, yeah, I'm like fueled.
I'm
right
ready.
now.
Like, what's the next project? Like, let's do
Yeah,
this.
because it's just you get out there and like you see different things and that just like inspire you, and you just switch it up from like your normal like day to day stuff
Yeah.
that you do. So
It's exciting.
Yeah.
yeah.
So I know you do weddings, you do family, you do couples, you do creative. What is your favorite category of photography?
Ooh, I feel like this is changing. Like it's always changing. It
Oh,
depends.
absolutely.
I love elopements. Those are my favorite right now. It's just like it's very intimate and different, and usually I feel like I have the ability to be a little more creative. Like typically
Right.
my clients that hire me for an elopement, they give more of that creative freedom. Like
Right.
they're typically those types of clients that are like a little bit more chill, a little bit more laid back, and they're
They're
kinda
like
like
excited.
yeah, they're like, we trust you, and they typically want something a little more different. Like they're already
Right.
doing something different, right? They're eloping, like so
Yeah.
they usually want like a unique kind of vibe, like a
Yeah.
cool concept, that sort of thing. So that's always really fun.
Yeah, I think like courthouse weddings and then elopements in general, they're just so fun.
They
Like,
are. They're so fun.
Yeah, like I don't know, like you said, you get to be way more creative.
Right. It's not like
and-
everybody's there. Like at a wedding, there's just so many people.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You're trying to have that like moment of just the two of them, but obviously the guests want to see everything.
Yeah.
Exactly.
You're, like, on that
it's like the
timeline
pressure.
crunch.
For
Right.
me, it's like wedding days. You don't have time
Right.
and like mental capacity because I'm in my head constantly with like a checklist of like things are moving so fast. And I'm like, okay, like I need to get this, I need to get that. I can't miss
Right.
that. It's like my brain is like going, and then elopements like I'm just present. Like I'm just there.
Yeah, you're just there.
I'm
There's
like I'm
no
chilling.
timeline. You're just
Yeah,
you guys.
I'm literally just chilling, and then I'm able to like kind of just be more present and like capture things as they
Right.
happen. Really, I feel a little bit more. So it's like a few reasons
Yeah.
why, and I always feel like I end up liking my work from them a little bit more.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah. I would agree for me.
It's definitely different. I like it.
Yeah. So Cheyenne, you don't do photography often.
Not often.
But-
I just do it for fun. It's mainly
Yeah.
for friends and family. My mindset when it comes to photography is I want people to be able to have nice photos, but not feel like they have to break the bank, which is why I think I stick to just like friends, family. It's like not much of a commitment. Like I still take it serious, still send it within a nice timeline, but
Yeah, I think this year is the first time that I legitimately like charge someone my full amount without feeling bad,
Right.
and then like without being like, I can charge you less if you want me to.
And that's a
So-
big step
Yeah.
because
Oh,
absolutely.
I really struggled with that, and I'm still constantly getting yelled at by people around me. Raise
Yeah.
your prices, raise your prices.
Yeah.
oh yeah, I had this one photographer. She yelled at me when I first started because I was like doing a help me build my portfolio sale, and it was like $50 for an hour. And she messaged me. It was like, it's like people like you, why we can't make money because your prices are low. You need to raise.
I'm like, I'm
"Ma'am,
literally just
I'm
starting.
doing this for fun. Like
Yeah.
Right.
I want to take pictures because I love taking pictures. I would take 50,000 pictures of my child if I could, but
Yeah, and
I want to
then-
do creative stuff, and these people are giving me creative freedom.
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
you get nice pictures, and I get,
And-
it's my happy place.
Yeah, there's still people that, charge a crap ton that still do shoots for free for creative,
Exactly.
Yeah.
shoots and stuff like that. So, and then regardless, like you said, you were just starting, no one's going to book you at, a high
Right.
price when you have no photos to show of your work. So,
Exactly.
Yeah.
Like I had like photos of the baby because he's a small shop rep. We get a discount, and a lot of the stuff he reps for is like clothing. So I provide them with clothing photos for their website. They give us a discount to buy more clothing to keep providing photos. And I was like, that's all my portfolio was, my kid. And I was like, I wanted people to see that I can take more than just photos of my kid. I can actually
Yeah.
take pictures of other people's kids and get
Yeah.
good photos
Yeah.
or like couples. And I was into boudoir for like a while, but not having a studio to have like that place, And then, like, I seen on TikTok, like, there was a lot of people that do outdoor boudoir. But then I felt bad because I was like, I'm not confident enough to do this outside. So why should I expect somebody to do this?
That's fair.
So I was like, I don't want to promote this, and I wouldn't do it myself. So I, like, took a step back, and I was like, okay. I realized I don't want to run my own business. I enjoy second shooting. Like, when I helped Keita with the wedding, I was like, oh, that was fun. I didn't have to deal with any of the admin stuff like you said. I was like... But now I'm just like, I just did a maternity shoot with Rose, and that turned out really nice. It was exciting. I can't wait for her baby to be here. Yeah. Little cutie pie. I'm like, take all the photos of her.
All right. So back to Sabrina. So tell us about your journey into photography. So, like, what made you decide to pursue a career in photography?
Okay, so that's a good question.
When did you realize you wanted to be a photographer?
So I always did photography for fun, but it was like a hobby. Like I always like owned cameras. Like I always like had cameras. Like literally since like high school, like middle school. Like
did you take photography classes in high school?
I did in high school, but it was actually film, which is really cool. I didn't shoot digital. Like we did film and we like developed our own photos in the dark room.
Right. I remember we had a class that did that.
And
it was like all this back room.
Yeah, and it was really cool. And we took like field trips to like, I remember we took a really cool field trip in like, I think 10th grade, and we went to like New York and just like took photos, but it was all film based. But I own digital cameras, like, you know, just like those little like point and shoot kind of like digital cameras. And then I would just do it like for fun of like my friends and stuff. And then, and then I had my daughter, and then I would just take photos of like my daughter and like my family, and I would bring them on like vacation, and I would just do it for fun. But I guess it kind of really all fell into my lap when it all started, because my cousin was actually getting married at a courthouse. Aww. And my mom was like, Sabrina, like bring your camera. I was like, okay, like whatever. And I had the Canon Rebel T7. That was like my starter camera. And I just took it and I took pictures of her. And I literally like edited them. First of all, I shot, which if you're a photographer, you're going to get this. I shot in full JPEG. Oh my God. No. Full JPEG. You know. I edited this stuff on Visco, okay? Like, shout out to the Visco girlies. You know what I'm talking about. Yeah. And I thought they were so good.
Listen, we all started somewhere. Like, Keita just yelled at me because I was still doing like Lightroom. I wasn't using Lightroom Classic. I still won't touch it.
A lot of people do though.
I will not.
I know. I'm just saying right now. I know like full blown like thousands and thousands of followers, photographers, and people still use that.
I like it. It works. It gets the job done.
Yeah, it's a personal preference thing. You know, there's just a little bit more capabilities in Classic, but there's nothing wrong if you still use the other. No, Lightroom.
I still won't touch it.
There's nothing wrong with that.
I touch Photoshop now. I love editing.
Oh, she was literally blowing up our group chat with like she was like, look what I did in Photoshop. She was like, why did you guys let me be childish and not tell me not to use Photoshop?
They've been trying for years. Like I was like.
Photoshop is hard though, and that's what you got to do, because I was scared of it for the longest time. Don't get me wrong, I'm no professional, like super professional at it, but it's just nice to do, like play with it, and then I learned to do small things within it, and it's like
I was always worried because like whenever I was taking pictures, I would try to make sure like the background looks nice, and then like we did a photo shoot at M Lounge, is that what it was? And that's what it's called, Bowie, super great place, very affordable. It's like $50 a person. She has multiple setups, and I was like, why are they just like taking pictures of the whole area? And I'm like, oh well, yeah, they edit out and make the picture straight. And I was like, I got on Photoshop, and I was like, bitch, you've been childish for so long, and this was 2 clicks. Like all this time, you could have just been extending backgrounds, and here you are trying to get the perfect photo every time. And I'm like. Yeah, so I'm done being childish. I'm actually working on that. That's my goal this year. I'm still not going to become a full photographer, but
it's okay. It's okay.
That's just not my dream anymore.
Wrong with that. There's no problem.
Like I want to do a lot of styled shoots, but I don't want to like constantly keep doing free sessions because obviously you're putting all this money into it. Mm-hmm. So it's like, okay, like I feel like a small fee to cover their photos, props. Is kind of like what I want to do. Everybody's happy. I get to do creative stuff, and obviously spooky season's coming up. I don't know if you felt the weather this morning. It was windy and cold. I almost pulled out the Ugg boots.
You gotta go. You're fired.
I went on Facebook and I was like, it's the first day of July and it's windy and I'm gonna go pull out my Ugg boots and cardigans, and I put Happy Halloween.
See, guys, I know in the last episode I said Cheyenne would not be here anymore, but this time I really mean it.
Who are you gonna replace me with?
This is a one-man show. This town ain't big
Not
enough for the two
one-man
of us.
band.
All right.
Oh my gosh, I'm done.
Next question for Sabrina is, how did being a mother influence your decision to pursue photography full time?
Ooh, that's a good question. I have said that 5 times. I'm sorry. Oh God. Okay. I would say it was really funny because I guess I didn't know if I like really finished that last question. Like, I guess it kind of fell into my lap, me doing it full time.
Right.
I honestly had a corporate job before this, and I was honestly just very unhappy with my corporate job. Literally went in on like a random Tuesday and like quit. Like it was very dramatic.
We love that.
Didn't really leave on the best terms, but like actually best decision of my life because here I am. So I was just gonna go back and like get another corporate job, but then I was like, you know what, I'm gonna stick this out, see how it goes.
Oh, absolutely.
Go from there.
It's like sometimes you'll hit that rough patch and you'll be like, what did I do? Like, was this worth it? And then look at you now. You're fucking thriving.
Thank you.
She's goals. She's literally goals.
Oh,
Literally,
stop.
yeah.
It doesn't always feel
Like,
like
all
it,
the time,
but
all the time I'm literally like, bro, how do I get booked and busy like
I
Sabrina?
hear
Stop.
Listen, no, it's not even funny because we have a photographer group chat, and every other week somebody's like, how does Sabrina keep being booked? Like, can somebody ask her market?
we literally talk about you like all the time.
oh my god,
I'm sure if I called Lee right
I'm
now, I'll be
dead.
like, I have the master here. Ask her the questions of how we're getting booked and busy all 2025.
Yeah, I literally was like, when we met up at the what was it called again? The
M Lounge.
M Lounge. I was like, yeah, I was like, she got a whole mentor class, y'all.
Right.
She got a whole mentor, a little.
I know. I don't think I ever sent you that, by the way. Sorry, girl. I got you. I got you after this.
It comes up all the time. It's
Oh my
like,
God, stop.
Keita's always like, I want to be booked and busy.
Oh.
Lee's always like, I want to be booked and busy. And then Will, he's always booked and busy. I don't know why.
Swear,
he
dude.
stay trying to downplay it.
Absolute lie.
But
He be
like,
posted on Instagram all the time at a wedding.
I'd be
and I'm
like, what?
I didn't know about this wedding.
I second shoot a lot.
Okay, so you're still booked,
Booked and
That's
busy.
not me booking. That's me doing something.
but you're still getting paid, right?
Sometimes.
I mean, not as
booked and
much,
busy.
to be fair,
Sometimes.
but
I mean,
second shoot doesn't pay like.
it does not pay as much, but if you don't have anything that day, some extra coins is not bad.
yeah, Will and I talked about that before too, and I'm like, if your budget's less than what my normal price range is, but I'm not working that day anyway,
Right. Give me
I'm
some
gonna go ahead and
coins.
pocket some money.
Right. Yeah.
Yeah.
And it just ties into like experience and stuff like that too.
Oh,
Yeah.
absolutely. And you have more for your own portfolio.
Right.
So,
Yeah. So short answer, we're trying to get like you.
yeah.
Yeah,
What's the
literally.
secret?
Yeah, right.
We can blur it out. We can just make it go beep,
tea.
beep, 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 beep.
My mouth is just moving and
Her mouth's
it's just
moving.
a bunch of
Just
beeps.
get the little,
Eh.
little staticky thing, cover her mouth so that you can't, like, try to lip read.
Yeah. I'm dead. I know what you're talking about too.
I'm not
think of what it's
I'm not
called.
that well at editing.
Look at the cameraman.
I'll do that.
He said I got it. He said don't worry about it.
And I'm trying to be booked and busy the rest of the year, okay?
I'm done. I'm done.
I'm literally
Oh my
dead.
gosh. I didn't even say how it related to being a mom. Once. I didn't say anything once about that. Oh my gosh. Okay. I do this a lot. See, we're scrolling. Oh,
It happens.
We're scrolling here. But basically, it's really nice to be able to make your own schedule.
Yes,
with being
absolutely.
a mom. That is like life changing. My daughter has been in like daycare since she's like 6 months old, full time, her whole life.
Right.
Like I literally at my corporate job, I used to commute to Rockville every single day.
Oh,
like she was the
that's
first
so
kid at
far.
daycare at 6:30 a.m. every single day, and then I'd pick her up at like 6. And that's like if you're a working mom, you know, it's like the shittiest feeling. You
Yeah.
know, so it's tough,
Yeah.
and that is probably like the biggest blessing and what I'm most grateful for and thankful for with my job that I'm able to do is just that I can make my own
Especially
schedule and
with
be
her
available
getting
for her.
older. Like,
Yeah.
you want to be a part of those things.
Oh yeah, especially when she would tell me too, like that when they start to vocalize that
Yes.
like you're working a lot, like I'm missing you, like that is like so hard as like a mother
Yeah.
to like hear and like digest. But also it's also difficult when you're in a situation when you're like a single mom and you
Right,
work
like,
and
I
you
gotta
know
provide
Keita
for
relates
you.
to that, and so it's just it's like a lot. But that's definitely what I'm most thankful for is just the flexibility that my job does give me.
Yeah, I've been talking about that with like Rich a lot because I'm like, I don't want to have to go get another job because
Yeah.
like when I was working before, so I was in school and then I was bartending, so I was like literally gone all the time. So like
Yeah,
the
you were
kids
doing a
never
lot.
saw me.
Yeah.
And then like, you know, even now Lily's like Mom, like I miss you. Like when you're not here, even though I'm home majority of the time now, even
Yeah.
like the little bit of times that I am gone, she's like, Mom, I miss you so much. Like when I do the podcast, she's like, Mom, you were gone for a long time, and I'm like,
Sorry,
a little
Lily.
dramatic.
We had to
but-
record 5 times. No one showed up on time. And, you know, the first 30 hours, we were just sitting here trying to figure out what was on today's segment. You know,
It's totally fine. It's totally fine.
it happens. I think that's the biggest struggle I have right now. So I work full time. I only work 4 days a week, but I'm working 6:30 to 4:30. But winter
Yeah.
time from November to April, I'm emergency essential. So sometimes I'm staying at work for 3 days. Like I have a cot.
Yeah, she literally will send me pictures of her.
I literally
like,
make up my bed and
Wow.
send them a picture, and then I wake up at like 2:00 in the morning because the phone's ringing. So it's like I feel bad because I miss Christmas because if it's snowing, my guys plow the roads and we go in before it snows and we don't leave till the roads are cleared.
Wow.
So like missing like, oh, the snow's falling, I get like really sad. But my husband used to do it, but his was voluntary, so he stopped doing it once I switched jobs. And so he gets to have those moments with the baby, and I'm like, I feel bad, but I hope when he gets older he understands that, like, you know, mom and dad are just working so that
and
we
they
can
do.
provide for
and
you.
they do understand that.
And
yeah.
that's what we like about our schedule. Like I'm Monday through Thursday, my husband's Tuesday through Friday. We have Saturday and Sundays together.
Yeah.
So we try to do, I take him to Sky Zone on Saturdays. I try to do Chuck E. Cheese. We try to make sure that, so it's definitely hard being a mom and working
Yeah.
full time.
It is hard.
Yeah.
Being a single mom, I don't know how you guys do it, but that's,
No, yeah, it's literally crazy, and like, it makes me think like of my mom because she literally worked so much that basically my oldest sister like raised me,
Right.
And so I don't know, like I don't look at my older sister like as a mom anymore. Like she's my older
Yeah.
sister, like that's my best friend in the whole world. But it's like for a while, it's like she's the one that literally would wake me up for school, make sure I brushed my teeth. She would do my hair. She would get me on the school bus, like all the things. So,
But she also understood, and she was still able to be that parental figure for you. Like, even
Yeah.
though your mom was in your life, as you
Yeah.
get older, you realize your mom was doing this because she needed to provide for you guys.
Yeah.
And
yeah,
for you to be, like, at this age and, like, understand that just reminds me, like, my son's gonna know, like, when he gets older that we just weren't leaving him. Because I don't party. I don't really go out much.
Yeah.
Every so often I hang out with Keela, but I always ask him, like, hey, do you want to go with me? And he's like, no. And I'm like, peace. Bye.
he's like, oh, Lily's there.
Yeah, and then I video chat him. He goes, Lily, my friend, I miss you. And I'm like, but you said you didn't want to go. I told
Next
you
time we
she
just need to
was
all
there."
collaborate because that was Maddie's night. She didn't want to come. She's like, well, I'm just going to be bored. She's like, I'm going to be alone. Who am I going to hang out with?
Lily,
So,
Maddie, you gotta hung out with Lily.
I know.
And I tell him, I'm
so
like-
next time we'll all collaborate and we'll just like
yeah.
put the kids together while we do this, you know?
Thank
We
you,
can have
Rich.
an episode with kids. Like, you know?
I mean, that too.
We
Might
can
be a
see
little
how they-
chaotic,
yeah,
but
it might be a little hectic. And Lily might put me on blast. So
I was going to say, yeah, Maddie, are you kidding me? She will keep you humble real fast.
Oh, yeah. She'll be like, what? That's not what you said about her. And I'll be like, oh, what'd you
Maddie's a savage, I'm telling you. People meet her, they're like, wow, you were lying. I'm like,
Miles
I
will
told you.
snitch on me in the heartbeat.
Oh,
Like,
yeah.
his
Oh,
dad
that's
bumped
Maddie.
into him by accident. He was like, you hit me. And I was like, that's dramatic. Like, can we not lie and tell people that dad hit you? Dad literally walked past the hallway and, like, brushed against him. He was like, you hit me. And I was like, maybe we should not do this. Like, we got him, like, little Paw Patrol walkie-talkies. And yesterday he was, I hate those things because I didn't realize that they connect to other walkie-talkies. And someone in our building, I talked one night and the mom got on and she was like, who is this? And I just turned them off. I was like,
sorry, Maddie. I'm so sorry.
I was like, no one. But yesterday Miles was clicking the
I'm
button.
dead. They like, not them
this
intercepting
talking
the
to my
signal,
child?
like they're
Literally.
intercepting your little kids walking.
John had to explain it to me, and I was like, I don't like this because, like, you know, what if he's
I
like
don't
away
like
from
this.
us and he's talking to a random stranger?
that is weird.
But he got on it last night, and he's been in his. He loves trains. He's been pretending to be a train conductor, and he clicked the button yesterday, and he just kept saying, "Help me," and I was like, please, no. Other people can hear you. And he's like, help me. And I was like, oh, God, they're going to call the cops. They're going to think
You're like, someone's going to show up at the door.
I was so paranoid. I was like, John, take the walkie-talkies. We're done for the night. I was like,
done.
bedtime. He's
Matt-
only
No,
4.
dude, look, listen, it's totally fine because Ada, when we went to Ocean City, so she got home to her dad and she told her dad that Rich and I left her completely by herself and that she was going to other people's houses, meaning hotel rooms, looking for mommy and Rich, but she couldn't find us.
Oh.
And then all the people had to help her find us. And I was like, that never happened.
Dude, children have like crazy imaginations. Like
Insane.
Like Miles has a speech delay and he's now fully like talking. So we're always shocked. And I'm just looking at him like, where did you get this from? Like I was telling Keita earlier, he was putting his train tracks together. And if you guys haven't realized yet, I just fucking curse a lot. And his
I think
train
they've
track,
all realized that.
his train track wouldn't go together. And he called it an ass train. And I was like, huh? He was like, ass train. It's not working. And I'm like, you mean asshole? Just looked at
You're like, baby, if you're gonna say it right.
like, if you're gonna say it, at least say it correctly.
Let's get it correct.
I was like, forget it. Just never mind. I was like, John, can you help him? I was like, God, I don't even know anymore. But we're at that stage, and I'm kind of just like looking at him because he's just everywhere. He has like this attitude, and it's definitely my attitude, and I'm just like, what did I do in my previous life to deserve this? Like, I love him to death, but like some days, like he's starting like the huffing and puffing, like the freaking sucking his teeth.
It only gets worse.
I was literally gonna say,
no.
just wait.
I
I feel
had
like
my
I have
first
an
time.
actual teenager, and she's only 8. So
No, I had my first heartbreak last week. I told him he couldn't watch YouTube Kids, and he goes, I don't love you anymore. And I was like, you know
over
what?
over the YouTube.
Over the YouTube.
Sounds about right.
Literally.
I
Sounds
was
about
like,
right.
You know, that would hurt the soul. I was like,
Yeah.
well, at least you're not 18 and saying this, so whatever.
Yeah, I've gotten that. I hate you. The door slam. She
haven't
she has
gotten
no
those yet.
lock on her bedroom door because it was being locked, and I'm like, this isn't happening.
Right. No, you're done.
You're
done.
The door's coming off next, so the lock.
That's
first,
crazy.
The door's next. Yeah, that was at like 5. That happened. That was already like 3 years ago.
Yeah, he's
it's-
4 now. He just turned
It's
4.
coming.
And I'm like,
It's coming.
I'm not prepared.
Get
And like,
prepared.
I'm done.
You're
Like,
never gonna be prepared. I say that all the time. Like every stage of parenting,
It's
like it
completely
evolves
different.
and it's so different.
absolutely.
And you're never prepared for the next step.
Oh,
Like,
no.
You're never.
I'm always shocked. There's like at least
Yeah.
once a week he does something different to shock me. And
Right.
I'm just like, I can't even be mad. Like, you know what? I can't be mad.
You're my kid.
Right. Like, I've always heard that like your children are 10 times worse than you. And like, I know I was bad as shit. So I'm like, you know what? I'm not mad.
Yeah, when
I feel
see
bad
Lily,
for my husband because he was a good kid.
When I see Lily, I'm like, yep, I guess it's true.
My parents
I did
just
it to
remind me
myself.
that. They're like, it's coming full circle.
Yeah.
Sabrina. I'm like,
Yeah.
it's your turn. Like, what?
They love to say that to me. I'm
Yeah.
like, that's not helping.
I'm
but-
like, thank you so much.
Yeah.
Like, how about you just come get her? Like,
That's another thing with
Yeah.
grandparents. It's like, I'm glad that you're treating my child so well, but why didn't you do that to me when I was
Oh,
a
it's always so
child?
different. Oh my
Bruh.
god, the stuff that my dad, first of all, what my dad lets her get away with. Oh my god, she
I
has
could
him. She has
never.
him so whipped. It's not even funny. So whipped.
is that his only grandchild?
No, he has 2 more now, but it was the first.
Okay.
Maddie
Oh,
was the
yeah,
first
she's
for a while.
definitely
So she was, and she's like the only child in our household too.
Right.
So it's just like it's multiple layers of like.
Oh, yeah.
She knows how to play the game. You know what I mean with like the
As they get
grandparents.
older.
So like,
It's like, mommy said I can't do. Oh, that's fine. We don't care what your mother said. Come on, let's go get ice cream. Oh,
Hold
it's
on,
me.
Cheyenne, because that's literally you. I will be like, no, Lily, you can't have that. And Cheyenne's like, here you go, Lily. Just take it.
Okay, first of all, she's talking about the brownie the other day.
she said, first of all, I know what she's doing.
Because I
First of all,
invited them over for game
That
night.
was only the most recent thing.
I was.
So try again.
I was like, come over. We'll play some board games, like, because that's what we do with our friend group. And Keita and Rich has never been over our apartment for like they stopped by, but they've never actually stayed, chatted. I was like, come on, we're gonna play Doomlings, and I was gonna give Miles a brownie, and I was like, I'm not gonna give him a brownie, and I give Lily a brownie. Like, you can't give a kid something and
And
not
then
give
in
him
front of another kid. Yeah.
Yes, you can.
right.
Yes, you can.
I mean, I did give her son some spicy chips. He was begging for it. Why would he ask for it? And she's like, no. And I'm like, he asked for it, so he go.
Cheyenne's fired officially. Anyway,
That's why her kids love
we're-
me.
We're moving on.
No. We're still talking about all the desserts I give your children.
Yeah. This is exactly why you're fired.
It's okay. I'm fine with that.
Okay,
I
perfect.
had a question. I don't remember what it was. Oh, where's your favorite place that you've traveled to do a photo shoot?
That's okay. That's so easy because I just came from there. Like Colorado's just fresh in my mind, but also I'm obsessed with Colorado now. I was just there for a whole week between there and Utah, and oh my god, it's beautiful.
I did see that
like,
on your story.
Colorado's unmatched. Like I had been there once before, like years ago, but like before I was a photographer, so it was the first time going as a photographer, and oh my god, it was just so pretty, and just ties in with the fact that I like the mountains, I like the outdoors, so it was so cool. The scenery out there, like I'm like actually like depressed coming back home. Like the past couple days, I've been like,
oh my. See this.
I'm driving on 270. I'm like, this isn't Rocky Mountain.
You get on 83 and it's just brake lights.
Yeah, I'm like, what am I looking at?
Like I'm depressed.
Yeah, I'm like, this is awful. So yeah, I definitely Colorado, but just out west in general. Yeah. Like out west travel has been some of my favorite.
Have you been to Canada yet?
I actually was just in Canada.
So driving to Canada, especially when it's like snowing, it is
I could imagine. See, it is a goal of mine. I was in what area was I in? What's the main area?
In Canada?
Yeah, that's awful. I don't know.
The Grand Canyon.
Where I don't even know where I was.
Niagara Falls, not the Grand Canyon. Oh my god.
I went to Niagara.
Y'all didn't hear that.
Oh my god, Arizona.
I looked at her like, are we still talking about Canada? Because you said Grand Canyon.
I didn't mean that.
You should have had the behind the scenes of that.
Y'all know that one podcast, the You Should Know podcast? I'm literally the girl version of, I can't think of his name right now, but the light-skinned dude. Like my brain.
I'm going to send him this clip. I know you're like super popular, but do you mind watching this? Because my friend is literally you.
I think we're brother and sister.
Oh my gosh.
Yes.
Okay, that was
Niagara Falls, right?
Yeah, I've been to the New York side. I've never been to the Canada side of Niagara Falls. I've never been.
My hotel room was like a block away. Like
that's cool.
We walked across the street, then we had to take this like skyline thing down, and then we can walk along the falls. Like there was like obviously you're up, and there's like a railing, and like you can actually feel it like spitting on you. That's what I called it because I was tired of it.
Yeah,
but it was beautiful, and especially at nighttime. Looking from the hotel room, it changes colors at night, so it goes like from like purple to blue to green. And I was like, I love this. I was just talking about it with someone, and they were like, yeah, we drove there, and we were going to the Canada side, and then one of the kids forgot their passports. I was like, I would have left that fucking kid.
Oh my god,
like that kid and that parent can stay on the New York side. I'm crossing the border. You're done.
Speaking of New York, we've said we're going to go to New York like 10 million times, and we have yet to go.
Yeah, I know. Yeah.
We're going to take a day trip
to the city. Yeah, we need to. We need to, because
Day
that's like
trips are
another
so
one of
much
my
fun.
favorite.
We
I
also
love
need to
going
go
to the city.
What's that name of that place I like, that you like, in Chinatown?
Oh my god, like the dim sum tea parlor.
Yeah. Oh my god.
Fire food. If you guys like dim sum and you're in New York, go there. It's so good. There's always a long wait, but it's worth it. I promise.
Yeah,
It happens.
Very good.
So anyway, we're gonna get back to our main topics here.
That was the main topic. We asked her what was her favorite place.
Oh yeah, you're right. We were squirreling before that. But
But that brings me to my next question. What is on your bucket list? Like, what country or state do you want to visit? Preferably this year, if you could.
For photography or in general?
Photography.
Okay.
I think my year is capped out, but I feel like I don't know if I'll do any more travel just because of like scheduling and stuff.
Right.
But
Well, let's just say in general.
In
Right.
general.
Your 5-year plan.
okay.
What's your 5 places you would like to shoot? Like
weddings, elopements.
Montana.
Ooh.
In Wyoming, like Jackson Hole, Wyoming is like a dream to go to.
Okay.
And then I'm blanking on a national park in Montana, but it's the national park that's there. I can't remember it, but they have a national park there, and that's the one I want to go to. I don't know why. I can't think of it.
I look this way, insert those little bubbles with the little thinking.
Yeah, like the thinking. So those 2 places. I would love to go to Switzerland to see the Swiss Alps. That's like a dream of mine.
That I hear it's really beautiful.
Yeah.
I want to go to Finland. They have these glass igloos that you can sleep inside.
Yeah,
I've seen the Northern Lights.
Yeah, okay. It's a goal of mine to see the Northern Lights, so we're adding that in there.
I don't know the name of it, but it's fucking expensive.
I can imagine. It's
beautiful, but you get to sleep in an igloo and it's heated. I'm like, one day.
I want to see the Northern Lights, which you can see from a couple different places.
I know a lot of people were just talking about seeing the Northern Lights I don't know. My friends were taking photos.
I've heard
and I
they've
was
been
like,
seeing it from other places,
can't
but
see shit.
I know you can see it in like from Alaska, from like
Right.
Norway. There's a couple places you can see it from. But speaking of Canada, I really want to go to Banff, Canada. Like that's a dream of mine to go to that side of Canada. It's like
Okay.
so dreamy. It like looks fake. If you like Google pictures of Banff, Canada, and,
Yeah,
like,
you're
the
gonna
snow,
have to send it to me on Messenger.
Yeah,
I
right.
will.
Send it to us.
Yeah,
make
I'll
another
link
group chat.
y'all with some
Yeah.
pictures after this. Yeah, and then I don't know, like work, personal travel. I've always wanted to go to Greece. Like I've been wanting to go there for a while, so it'd be cool.
That sounds exciting.
Yeah.
So yeah, Elias is like part Greek, and eventually I would like to take him to Greece. But I've literally never even left the States, so I'm kind of terrified.
Kid, I didn't know this.
Yeah.
We gotta take an international trip. That's gonna be a
Yes,
bucket list now.
that's-
That would be so cool. That would be a
Jeez,
vibe.
Looks terrified.
I'm so scared.
Afraid of planes?
Oh my God.
I'll just pop like one of my Klonopin, like my panic attack medicines. and I'll
Is
be
it
good.
flying that scares you?
Yeah, like literally.
Oh, I didn't know
I've,
that.
I've flown a few times, but it's like I get so scared every time I go.
Oh,
And like
okay.
the last time I've flown, I went to LA.
I
sometime
remember.
last year.
Oh,
Yeah.
Which was low key very sketchy, but
I remember yelling at you and stalking
Low-key
you
was
because you sent me
very-
your location.
yeah,
I was like,
it was a little
why?
sketchy, but it is what it is.
You had fun though. Look.
I mean, for
But
the
like,
most part,
but like,
there was
did you?
also a part.
I
that was,
remember
like,
asking
really
you
boring.
about
I
the
was like-
trip, and you
I
were
was like,
like,
it was just so underwhelming, and like,
Can I
why
come
did I
on now?
fly to LA to watch Oppenheimer? Like, why I could have watched Oppenheimer in Maryland? Why did I waste 3 hours? I only went for a weekend. Why did I waste 3 hours of my time of being LA?
Yeah. I mean, it's on HBO Max now. You can just wait a little bit.
But yeah,
I'm
it's
done.
literally
That's-
ridiculous.
I remember that.
Yeah,
I
I was just
did.
like,
I remember
why did
hearing
waste
about
my
that
time?
trip.
Yeah.
I did my first plane ride last year for our honeymoon in May. We went to Lanzarote, Spain. Gorgeous. We did
so
like
cool.
dune buggy rides. Never the fuck again.
Really? Oh my god, that stuff is so.
I've never
fun.
liked my husband drive. It's like a whole bunch of rocks and it was dirt.
It can be intense.
I was terrified.
That stuff is fun though.
But that plane ride was so long. I was like, for my first plane, we really had to do this?
Well, yeah, I was gonna say for your first plane ride though.
Yeah,
like,
it was 2.
That was what 7 to 8 hours to Spain. Oh, because it was a connecting
I think it was
flight.
like 13. So we went from Dulles all the way to Ireland. And that was fun because we
and then
got there.
connected.
Yeah, we got there at like 6 a.m. and I was like, everybody's drinking? Let's go. I had a cider. Then we left from Ireland to Spain. And as soon as we got there, we went to a winery and because it was too early to check into the resort. But that was also nice because it was adults only, all-inclusive resort. So there was like, it was just like the perfect honeymoon. Like,
Yeah.
it was a blast. And I was like, I'd go again. I keep telling everybody, I was like,
I've been to
plan
Spain
the trip.
once, and I love Spain. I want to go back.
I want to go to Barcelona.
That's
and like,
where I
that's where
went.
I was looking, but I was
I
like,
went
that's
to-
not really honeymoon.
Yeah, I
type.
went to
It's like
Barcelona,
party.
but I want to go to like the other part of Spain.
Well, this is like a little island just off of Spain.
I love that. That's like
And
what I want to do.
it
Like
was
something a little
nice.
more different and like low key.
Oh, you would have a blast.
Okay.
And it was
that's-
very affordable. Like the flights did piss us off, and it's because the first flights it was $1,800 for the two of us, but my husband put it in my maiden name, and
Oh yeah, I remember you
I'm
told
like
me
traveling
about
to another country, and they're like, your name needs to match your ID, and I was like, I'm not getting stuck here, so
Oh my gosh.
Booking.com wouldn't refund us our money. So we had to buy another set of tickets because it was like a month away. That was $2,100. They still refused to give me my money, and we just had to pay for both. I was so
Yeah.
sad. I was like, it's so expensive. But it was so beautiful. I'd do it again.
Wow.
It was nice. Like I said, the Dune Buggy tour was great. Terrifying, but it was great.
Maybe one day I'll get over my fear of. I mean, like I said, I've flown before, but
I think you just have to like mentally prepare yourself.
yeah, I was gonna pop my anxiety pills. That'll be good.
I mean, that works too.
I mean, that definitely works.
That
Like,
definitely works. You
Do you
know?
have the
I'll just
emergency
pop-
ones?
I'll just pop one of my sleeping pills and I'll just sleep the flight.
I mean, that's
I
what I do
can't.
that's what I do for long flights.
Yeah, I'm
So
just like-
there you go.
Yeah.
But are you with people?
What do you
Because I'll
mean?
be like paranoid somebody's like digging in my bag.
Oh no, yeah, I'm not gonna fly
No, yeah,
like by
if
myself.
you're
I'm like-
alone.
Yeah.
No, you know what? I'd be paranoid sleeping through just riding on the plane. Riding on the plane.
You guys
Where
didn't
am I
get me
gonna
off.
end up?
Where am
Yeah, I'm gonna end up where? Like far away.
I I'll take a flight this year in October because we are going to Disney for Halloween.
Oh, okay.
I've never been. The baby's never been. My husband's been twice. And I'm like,
That's
okay,
fine.
gotta mentally prepare myself for the flight. The baby's
Yeah.
never been. And I'm like terrified. I'm like, what is he gonna do? I'm like, do I bring a car
At least
seat?
it's a small flight.
Yes.
Like Florida is. I used to live in Florida for a couple years.
Ooh.
Yeah, so like,
why did you come here?
it's. I know, right? I said I was never coming back.
Depressing.
but yeah, exactly.
I mean, but now you have like amazing friends. Like,
No, it's true. I love my adult life I've built here. It was
Yes.
just like growing up, I didn't love it.
Yeah.
And then I went to college down there. And then when I had Maddie and me
Right.
and her dad split, I came here to be near family.
Oh,
I didn't really have
absolutely.
anyone. I was there alone. And at the time, it was like a sad decision. But like now I'm like literally, so I love
you
my
were
life
literally
here.
thriving.
Yeah.
I don't know if like coming back here like sparked your photography, if that's like when you started again.
Yeah, it was a couple
But-
years. Like
right.
I had that corporate job for a couple years and just was
Yeah.
like kind of just refooting and rebuilding my life.
It's like
here.
you had that plan in your head and you're like, I just need to like push myself to do it, and you did, and like I said, thriving.
Yeah,
We
literally.
love that for
Doesn't
you.
always
And
feel
she's
like it, but
literally-
thank
no,
you
she's
guys.
literally so humble because I'm like, girl, you're so booked and busy. She's like,
I'm
I'm
like
not that
literally
busy.
looking at
And
her
I'm
like, if you don't
She always tells me that, Kita. She's
yeah,
like,
I'm literally like, girl, you're so busy. And she's like, oh, I'm not that busy. And I'm like, be so for real.
I'm like,
yeah, Kita be getting on me for that.
every time I'm on her Instagram, I see like a new post, a new background. I'm like, where are you? Like, I think we're supposed to
be
meet up
traveling.
one day.
my life like feels so boring. I don't know why. Like I have a problem. I
It's
guess.
like when we're
I
gonna
don't-
do the photo shoot and you were out of state, and I was like, wait, what's
I
happening?
forgot.
Oh,
I'm
yeah,
sorry.
'cause
That's when I
she,
was
like,
in Colorado. I forgot.
And I was like, but you said you have her on the calendar, and she's
Yeah.
like, I was
She
like,
was like, I
that's
thought
the
it was-
recording
Yeah.
day.
Yeah, that was my fault. I'm sorry. Guys.
Totally okay.
It happens. We love that you're booked and busy. Like,
Yeah,
even if you
literally.
had like a last minute shoot pop up and you're like, guys, I can't come here, and I'll be like, make your points.
Right, yeah.
We will always be here.
Yeah, literally. We're not going anywhere.
And like, I know that's one of the things we really talked about was like promoting local talent, like people
Yeah.
that we know, because not a lot of people, like, and I hate to say it, photographers are assholes. They will not.
We can talk about it because me and Kita, that is literally why. Like, I don't have a lot of like close photographer friends, and
Yeah.
Kita
They get
is
jealous,
Kita's
like-
one of the few that has like stuck around for years. And
Right.
like you said, we both have grown so much like since we met because people are just like shady. People are
Yeah.
like people are not nice. People
Can't share my tips. Can't do
the
this.
gatekeeping is real, and
Yeah.
and that bothers me so much because I genuinely, and people say, you know, community over competition, but they don't actually
No,
live it.
They
At all.
don't.
They don't live it at
They
all.
promote
say
it, but they don't actually
But they're
do
not.
it.
They're not truly living by that, and that is something I can personally like to pride myself in. That I really do feel like I
Right.
mean that when I say that. Like with Kita, you know what I mean? She's someone we work together all the time, and like
Yeah.
I'm always like, if
Oh,
I
yeah.
can't take something, I'm pushing the work to her because like I genuinely
Oh,
want
absolutely.
to. You know, and there's so many people that just like won't do things like that, or like they've been fake, or like to get what they need out of me.
Oh, absolutely.
And then you realize like, oh, like that's what they were doing, or
Yeah.
they got what they wanted and now they're
Mm-hmm.
good. But then you slowly like you scope those people out though.
Yeah.
And then
you
me,
slowly
I just
start to separate.
I move
Yeah.
accordingly
Right.
once I get that vibe from
Yeah.
somebody. But yeah,
It's like, that's fine. Goodbye.
like,
Yeah.
if that's how you
Fine.
want to do this, like, let's
yeah.
do it. Like,
But so many people are like that, sadly.
but I feel like
and-
it's easier to just like be upfront about it. Like,
Yeah, right.
hey, like I worked hard to get here. Like, I don't want to sound shady, but I don't want to, you know, give you all my
and I would
tips.
respect that more. But that's like
Right.
applies to anything in life.
Yeah,
like the right
absolutely.
thing to do is just to be straightforward. And I'm a
Right.
very straightforward person, but
Yeah.
a lot of people just like, I don't know, for better lack of words, don't have the balls to do it
At all.
You know, like they just want to like, you know, they want to beat around the bush and like they don't want to
It's not
be
even- I think
direct.
it's because they want to use you.
Well, that
but they
too.
don't want to cut off that connection with you. They're
Yeah.
like, I gotta be nice to her, but I
Oh.
can't just be upfront and tell her like, hey,
That's
I
a
want
good
all
way
your
of
secrets,
saying
but
it.
I'm not giving you mine because
Yeah, and that's called they want to have their cake and eat it too.
Yeah,
And
literally.
you can't do that.
Yeah, I was reading.
Yeah, there you go.
I was reading a post. I don't remember if it was like on Facebook or like Reddit or something,
Mm-hmm.
but there was a photographer that posted about like someone was emailing her pretending to be a client just to kind of get like all her information.
right.
And then she ended up finding out like it was one of her really
heard
good
that.
friends.
It's like fishing.
Yeah.
Yeah, I've heard that, and I get paranoid about that because sometimes when
Yeah,
I get
sometimes-
when I get a weird inquiry, I'm like, I'll start like doing my
Yeah,
own little like,
I
hold up,
literally-
am I?
Yeah, I literally got an email and I honestly just ignored it because I was like, I mean, I might be screwing myself over. I was like, but this sounds sketchy.
Yeah.
But they were like,
Go with
they
your
were like
vibes.
saying that they were having this big extravagant wedding and like having like 300 guests, and I was like,
It's
I'm
giving
not replying just because
false.
like, I mean, maybe that was they were being true and honest, and but I got too sketched out, and I was like,
Yeah.
I'm.
It's
not
like, how
gonna
did you
reply
find
to
me?
you.
Yeah.
Who
literally.
recommended me? Like,
Yeah.
Yeah,
It's
and I was just
definitely
I'm
weird.
Not replying, so I just didn't because it was just weird, and it was just like usually people that I've done weddings for have like no more than like 150
yeah.
at
Yeah.
most, and
Yeah.
even then, that's still a big.
And
number
sometimes I feel like
compared-
when you get vibes, like I'm a big like intuition person. So like if
Yeah.
I'm getting an intuition about something, I follow that shit because
Right.
Astrology?
I'm into it.
Okay, cool.
I'm into it. I love
You
how
guys,
excited you just
say
got.
goodbye to Kita. She's
apparently
been
I'm
fired.
fired.
I just got this cute mug from TJ Maxx, and it says "Manifest It," and it is purple. And it's so beautiful. I was like, I need to bring it here.
Yeah.
Because
I love
Kita's
it.
just not into astrology. Like,
Oh, Kita's a hater. I didn't know this about you.
I was
Yeah,
like,
it's not.
what?
I'm not like a hater. I just I don't know much about it.
Yeah.
But like in our one episode, she was like, we should have a segment about astrology, and I was like, okay, then let's have a segment about reading the Bible. And she was like, absolutely not. And I was like, okay then.
I grew
I'm
up
done.
going to church, and I always went to sleep. Like, that just never interested me.
Are you looking at me?
Why are you looking at us like that?
I have to look at you all?
I mean, you do, but you kind of look like you were being suspicious.
I'm done.
Don't be suspicious. Don't be suspicious.
This is just an. I think this is the first time Will has actually talked during one of our. I
No,
love
you
that.
asked a question about if you thought I was bougie. But outside of that, yeah.
Like, he's actually talkative. I'm
Little
loving
bit,
this
little
for
bit,
him.
little
When are you going to come from behind the camera? Okay, cool.
She said no.
What were we talking about? I forgot.
So let's get
Astrology.
back on.
Oh.
Yeah.
What were we talking about? I know we were talking about
We're
astrology.
ignoring astrology.
I'm sick of
and
you.
we're gonna get back to asking Sabrina questions.
Sabrina said astrology. Anyways,
Sabrina
what's
said
your
it.
zodiac sign?
There we go.
I'm a Capricorn.
Okay.
You're not invited. Just stay over there.
Oh, I'm an Aries. Yeah.
Are you into like Oracle or tarot cards?
a little bit. A little bit.
I love Oracle cards.
Okay, I don't know as much about that.
They are more free-forming, so like it's not like the standard tarot definitions, like you know
Oh.
the priest stands for the same thing in
Right.
every deck. This is
Yeah.
just like different titles and like what they mean. Like a really good person, if you ever buy a deck, Rebecca Campbell. She makes
Okay.
multiple different kinds that are amazing, and those are my favorite. Keto.
Y'all should have a little segment on this.
I keep trying, and then she's that's what we were talking about, church.
I'll,
Like,
be I'll be the guest that day.
Like, I used to
I'll
go to
come on.
church.
I'll take Kita's place that day. I'll be the
Perfect.
co-host that day.
like, you know what? Keita couldn't make it today, so let's get into this. Fire.
So, just so you guys know, Cheyenne was literally going to lie to me and say that she was sick, so she didn't have to come to the podcast today because
Okay.
she was rushing around.
No.
So-
Let's talk about the facts.
That is literally a fact. She told
We
me on the phone
always
that she was
meet-
going to lie to me.
We always meet at 7:00. I am at work, and I text her, and she goes, "We're meeting at 5:15." When? Who
That
did you
was
talk? That's the
literally-
problem. She talks to other people, and then tells me the day of.
Girl,
That's
you knew
why-
we were meeting early for the photo shoot, and then I told you the photo shoot was canceled.
No, we said we were going to be, you wanted sunset photo shoots. And we learned that sunset wasn't until 7:30 when I had that maternity shoot.
Ma'am, first of all, I don't recall ever saying sunset. I think
We
that
originally
you
planned for
are
sunset.
being delusional.
I think you just be talking to too many people and be forgetting to tell everybody.
That's fair enough.
And then, like I said, she said 5:15, and then we're like, okay, we won't do the photo shoot today. And I'm like, okay, cool. I'm assuming we're still meeting at 5:15. She didn't say
But why would
anything.
you assume that?
So because you didn't say anything. So, like,
You should have known.
I was like, okay, Sabrina's coming at 5:15.
Common
Cool, I'm going to
sense.
be there. No, she calls me at
no,
4:30?
you called me.
I called her at 4:30.
and then she was literally like, I don't know what I'm gonna do because I'm rushing around and all this
Right.
stuff. And
I'm like,
I
I
was
had to
like,
do
oh, we're
my
not meeting
hair.
till 7. She was like, oh, because I was gonna lie and say I was sick.
Because when was she going to tell me that the time changed? Last I talked to her today, she said 5:15. I still had 5:15 on my brain. I was like, I still got to go home. I got to eat dinner. I said, first of all, I told you I eat dinner at 5:30. Why the hell would you schedule something for 5:15? I don't get off work till 4:30. I don't get home till 5, and you're still 20 minutes away from me. Where's the math not adding up?
The math wasn't adding up in her brain.
When you
because
set the plans.
The math was the
She-
math, I
she-
guess.
You
Let's
know
talk
what?
about how you had the cameraman sitting outside for 20 minutes.
Okay, first of all, 20 minutes is dramatic. Secondly, you literally had my car keys.
First of all, even when I
Okay,
got
I
there,
feel like
you still
I'm like
weren't
in the
meant-
middle of like a married couple right now. First of all, and you guys are like arguing over me, like.
Honestly, I was talking to my one friend, and she was like, "You guys do so well when you guys just go back and forth. Like when you're not trying." No, it was my husband. He's like, "When you're not trying to like stick to the script of what you planned for your episode." He's like, "It just seems more natural." I was like, "Honestly, we're like sisters. All we do is argue." Like,
Yeah.
I'm pretty sure I gave her the silent treatment the other day because she pissed me off, and then she messaged
yeah.
me. She's
I
like,
love
I
it.
was like,
Hi.
hey, you're mad at me.
I was like, it's because she flaked on me.
I did.
She didn't
Well,
come to Chuck
I
E.
didn't-
Cheese.
I didn't
I'm okay if you
purposely.
flake on me, but don't flake on my
Yeah,
kid.
I didn't purposely flake. I literally fell asleep. Like, I couldn't sleep all night, and then I fell asleep, and then I woke up, and I was like, crap. She's going to be so mad at me.
No, because she was
And
like, I'm
then-
on my way. And then she
I didn't
just-
say I was on my way.
You said you were coming. And I was like, oh, cool. My friend Monique is coming. And then
That was at
we
like
all,
9 something.
We all get there. And Keita's like, I'm not showing up today. And I was like, you know what? If I didn't call Monique, my toddler would have been running around here by himself. Like I said, I'm okay if you flake on me, but don't flake on my kid.
Guess what? We worked it out, and everything's fine.
She bought me a crock pot.
I bought her a crock pot.
I love it.
I realized Keita's love language is if you're mad at her, she's gonna buy you stuff. And I'm
Here
like,
you
don't
go.
buy me anything. I don't need it. She came with a whole ass gift basket, like a
Not a
blanket,
whole
a crock pot,
not a
plate.
whole crock pot. I'm done. That's a good
Like,
gift though. I'm
she
not gonna
was
lie.
texting-
I'm not gonna lie. I probably would have forgiven you too if you came with a blanket and a crock pot.
And I told her, and we had just talked about it on one of our episodes, like, how do you, like, communicate? And I'm like, if I'm upset, I can't talk to you right then and there because I'm purposely going to try to hurt your feelings.
But we talked about that too, and I was like, that's why I gave you a minute before,
Yeah,
like,
she-
I apologize, because I was like, I know she needs her space.
Yeah.
So, you know, I left it alone.
And then she's like, you want me to
That's-
help you pack? And I'm like, bitch, I'm mad at you. Leave me alone.
Yeah, and I was like, this is why I didn't say anything. And I was like, but I know you're mad at me. If you want, I could come over, you know, blah, blah, blah.
Me and Lily come over and I can help you pack. And I was like, I'm not used to this because all of my friends, they live in different states.
Yeah.
So
A lot of my friends are out of state too.
Like I used to have a lot of friends here, but we all like as we got older, we
exactly
separated.
moved away.
And then like even now trying to find friends, especially in the photography world, like
I
everybody
was just
thinks you're
saying, like
trying to
Keita's
steal
the one,
their-
like one of the very few, like
Right.
I think probably actually one, like the earliest like friend I made in, you know, like photography, because yeah, that was literally at the very beginning.
Yeah.
Right.
And we're like literally still friends like years later.
And like
Yeah.
that's the best part. Like
Yeah.
you actually have someone with the same passion as you. And like I told Keita we met 2 years ago, but we didn't
Yeah.
start actually getting close to last year. And like
Yeah.
now I'm like always with her. We're always together. Like literally we record and go to Wegmans.
Yeah.
Like my husband knows if I'm going with Keita, you're not gonna see me for 3 hours. Like just don't even look for me because like
Yeah.
just go to bed.
and
You at the top.
that's 3 hours after you say the time you'll be home.
Oh, absolutely. He doesn't even listen to me. He's like, I'll see you later. Just make sure you tell me when you get home. I did that the other day, and he freaking jumped out of his sleep. You'd have thought I killed him because I was like, I'm home. He's like, I was like, chill out.
You're like, you asked me to do this, bro.
Right. I was like, this is why I just kind of sit on the couch so I get tired. Like, whatever. But
That's funny.
I told her, I was like, you don't have to buy me gifts. Like, I'm working on myself. Like, I'm healing, not healed. And that's I'm still working on communicating. And I'm like, Keita's, like she says, she's a big lover. She's not an arguer. And I'm like,
Yeah.
I wasn't trying to argue. I was just upset because you flaked on my toddler. But I get it. She didn't sleep. And she hasn't been sleeping. And I always tell her, like, go to sleep.
Yeah.
So I'm like,
I know we were texting the other day and you didn't sleep that night before too.
Yeah, it was
Right.
really.
So it was more like I'm not mad. I'm like not upset. I was sad at the time because I was
Yeah.
like I was so excited, and if I didn't call someone, it would have just been me and him.
Yeah.
And like I said, I made a post on Facebook and I was like, who wants to be in the mommy group chat? Let's do play dates. And I'm the only one that fucking talks. I will send them events and they won't respond. And I'm like, I'm about to start going in there and removing you bitches. I want you to see Cheyenne has removed you. Simply because you asked to be in this chat.
And
I
then you're not, like,
specifically said,
yeah.
don't
Yeah.
ask if you don't actually plan. And it pisses me off because they open the chat.
And then
I'm
they
like-
just ignore it.
And like my friend Michelle, she's super busy right now. And I was like, it's fine. She's a DJ, also an officiant. She did our wedding. And I'm like, no, you're good. You communicated like, hey, I won't really be around. My friend Monique, her kids are super active. They're all into sports and shit. So they never really have time. So I'm like, okay. But the other bitches, trash.
You're like, no excuses.
Fucking trash.
Removed.
Like,
After
I'm
this,
done.
removed.
I'm done.
I want to see the receipts. No,
I got. Bitch, I will do it right now.
I need proof
said,
right
hold
now.
on. She said.
No, because that should
Squinting
really.
at the phone for me.
I don't have my glasses on. I'd be mad as hell. Like, look at this. Like, play dates.
It's all the
It's just.
your messages and none of
I
anybody
just
else's.
dead ass be talking to myself.
It's okay. You can add me to the group chat, and I'm like, so y'all aren't gonna reply?
Add me too.
And like, I used to be so mad about it, and now I laugh, and I'm like, you bitches are really get removed now. Like, because why ask to be in a group chat? Like, my post specifically said, hey, I'm tired of mom friends flaking. Like, I work full time, but I still want to do things with my kids.
She was talking about me.
Okay, this was before you flaked.
You said that after I flaked. Just like she was like, and my friend said, not everyone is gonna be like you. And I was like, she's really mad at me.
Oh,
Yes.
no.
Oh my god.
Oh, no.
So I always tell my group chat, and I'm like, am I overreacting? Because growing up, everybody always told me I overreacted, and I'm like, no. And I asked my chat, I was like, how would you feel about this? I said, we had this plan for a couple of days. It wasn't like one of my last minute plans, because I am last minute. I'll text you same day, like, hey, let's meet in an hour. We had this scheduled. And why are you smirking over there? Look at her face. Because she knows. So I was like, all right, tell me if you think I'm wrong. I said, we had this plan. I said, she didn't sleep. I said, we talked. She told me she was getting ready. I called my friend Monique. I texted her. I said, hey, Monique and her kids are coming. I said, she's super excited to meet you. I get there. Monique gets there. I check her location. She's still home. I text her. She's like,
I literally fell asleep, and then I messaged you, and I was like, OMG, I fell asleep.
You were awake by that time. I told you we were both on our way. You're like, oh, it's so exciting. And then she's like, I'm not coming no more. And I'm like, you know what? So actually, I was like, am I overreacting? And then my friend's like, you have to remember, not everyone's like you. And I'm like, yeah, I just wish people were.
And then she made it a status, and then she said it on the phone. And then I was like, yep, she's pissed at me.
I was super pissed that day. But like I said, after like thinking about it, I was like, you know what? Put yourself in her shoes. She didn't sleep. But I'm also like, bitch, you knew we had plans. So why didn't you go to fuck sleep?
If it was as easy as let me close my eyes and just fall asleep. Especially because, Lily hasn't even been going to sleep at night. And I can't go to sleep before her because then she going to do some stuff. And,
That's true. But I was just like, I was like,
but it's okay because we made up.
Yes, we're besties. So
That's
honestly, like I said, we're like
besties
sisters.
without the Tessies. Yeah.
Like I said, we're like sisters, and I like learn the more we hang out, like we're going to argue.
And that's like normal. It's like any healthy relationship. You're gonna have your things.
The difference is with my internet friends, I just block them bitches.
I'm done.
I will show up at your house if you block me.
You're not blocking Kita.
Like she would just show up in person.
She said, "Pull-up game is strong."
I believe it. I pulled up to her house before. I didn't hear from her in a couple of days.
I be pulling up on people.
Yeah.
There's an issue, I'm gonna pull up.
It got to the point where she had to give me her door code because I was like, "Oh, you don't answer your phone?"
Yeah, Cheyenne.
Hello, motherfucker, I'm here.
Cheyenne.
I love it. I love that
and Will
energy.
popped up at my house one day.
I love that. I love that energy.
I was like, so like I said, I'm getting used to having like in-person friends because I haven't had in-person friends since I was like, I don't know. Back then, I used to always party, go to clubs with them, and I outgrew that because that was before I had a kid. And now that I have a kid, I'm just like, I just want to be home. I don't want to do shit.
Literally.
The kid was like, podcast, and I was like, this sounds like fun. I need something for myself.
I love that.
So.
Yeah.
So let's get back on the topic of our
This
lovely
video
guest here,
long as
Sabrina.
hell.
It really is.
Yeah, we're going.
Where we at?
We're going strong right now.
This is our longest episode yet.
Each episode gets longer and longer.
Yeah,
Because the first episode, we kind of like stopped at 20 minutes and we're like...
No,
And
it's
the
literally
second
18
one-
minutes long.
Yeah.
And I was like, we're going to struggle so hard to make these at least 30 to 45 minutes.
Like I said,
And
I think,
all of them have been longer since then.
like my husband said, we just ramble. We
Yeah.
talk about a lot.
Yeah.
Basically what we want to cover. We're not like robots trying to like... Because before first episode, we were like this.
Literally.
Just reading off.
Yeah, literally.
this, that.
Yeah, I still have it open so I can be like, okay, this is what we like kind of need to focus on. But then we still get in our little banter, so.
Yeah. But with that being said, so as you can tell, the episode is
About Sabrina.
Being a parent. Well, yes, it is starring Sabrina, but the goal for it is letting people know that you can still be a good mom and work full time.
Yeah.
I love that.
You don't
There's
have
a
to stop
balance.
your life just to be a mom. Like, you can
Yeah.
still find that balance. Like you said, you got more time with your daughter. Me and my husband worked it to where our schedules, we make sure we have time for him on the weekends and stuff, and during the day, because like I said, we get off early. But it's just like nice knowing that, hey, we still got time for him.
Yeah.
While still providing for him. So everybody works it in a different way.
Yeah.
So
Yeah. So speaking of balance, so Sabrina, do you have any strategies or routines that you use that like really help with managing your time between like photography, being a mom, or just making time for you, or, you know, friends, family, all the things?
So I'll be honest, sometimes I'm really bad at it. It just be like that.
Yeah,
You know,
it really
when
is.
life is lifing.
that's, I feel like that's
It
everyone.
hits, you know? But I try to be like, I'm a big scheduler. Like I schedule a lot, and I like have to plan. I have like literally like 4 like Google calendars that are like synced for like every different
4?
purpose.
It's literally
because I have like Maddie and like Maddie's like stuff that I like share with her dad for like co-parent schedule, and I
Right.
have like just like personal stuff, and then like work, and then so it's just like
Yeah, that makes
And
sense.
It's literally like the meme that goes around on like Facebook and Instagram. It's like being like an adult means you have to schedule appointments to hang out with your friends.
like for 3
And-
months from now. That's
yeah.
like my life.
It's-
Literally, I'll be like,
yeah.
yeah,
It's the
actually,
podcast.
yeah. I'm like, I actually have like no weekends until like September. So
Oh my gosh, my one friend just asked, hey, can we go get hot pot? And I'm like, yeah, November. That's when I'm free.
yeah, that's when I'm. Yeah, never mind work. Like my personal, like
My personal
I'm
life is
booking
crazy.
3 to 4 months right now. That's what it's looking like.
I'm like, how? Like,
Yeah, but no, I do. I have to schedule. My life like requires like scheduling, just
I feel
because I
like-
have so much going on all the time that I just have to like, I have to do that.
but as you get older, I just feel like scheduling is just so much better. Like,
Yeah.
It is
You're not
'cause I
just
also
waking
get-
up like, what
I
am
get
I doing
overwhelmed
today?
too. Like it's also like a personal choice. Like I get very anxious if like I don't know what's like what
Oh,
I'm doing. So I have to like schedule my stuff and like make lists to like. I just like thrive off of that.
Oh,
I like have
absolutely. Yeah. 'Cause
to
you
like
can
be able to
have that
handle my
look.
life. Yeah.
Yeah, it got so hectic even with doing chores at the house that I bought a whiteboard, put it in on my wall in the kitchen, and then made a chore list for everybody because I was like,
Yeah.
bro, I'm the only one cleaning. It's really getting on my nerve.
I have that on my fridge.
So,
I have like
here
the
we go.
calendar. Like I like will like write out like if I'm like meal planning for the week.
It's the line for me because
No,
she wrote on that
it did
calendar
happen.
once and it's still sitting there.
Okay, it did
I'm
happen.
dying.
I did make the schedule,
She called you out.
but
Because
Juju.
you stay lying.
No, I'm not lying. I did make this. I literally did that.
You know
I'm
what's
not
on that
lying.
board? Her son scribbles along with the scribbles on the wall.
Yeah. So, well, I had the schedule set, like, as in this is the permanent cleaning schedule for everybody.
Right.
But then Juju went on there and erased it because she was like, "Oh, I thought that was just like for the week." And I was like, "Are you being
Well,
so
that's
for
what
real
I would
right
assume.
now?"
Like, you would switch up the roles so that people wouldn't get bored.
I don't care if you're bored. It's chores.
I mean, true, but if you want it done correctly, just, you know. Just
And if I
switch
want it
up.
done correctly, I have to do it myself.
That's true.
You've met Richard?
Oh my gosh.
You've met Juju?
I was babysitting the kids one day and I was like, and if I go to my friend's house and like, I'm just a cleaner.
Dude, she literally did my laundry and did my dishes.
I'm dying.
So I'm like, she's like, I got laundry, just don't worry about it. I'm like, it's fine. I got nothing but time. You're going out to dinner. I'm watching the kids. It gives me something to do. I'm doing the dishes, and then Richard comes home and he's like, you got a lot done. He said, I should have gave myself a flat tire so you could have did more. And I was like,
I'm done.
minutes.
He did not.
He did. He said he should have gave
That's like,
himself
I
a
think
flat tire.
that's like the most he's ever really talked to you.
Oh, absolutely. After that day, he now actually talks to me. Like, we actually can have a conversation that's
So-
more than just, hi, how are you?
That's hilarious.
When we just went to that like flower workshop with the
Yeah.
breathing thing, I think that's the most I've ever heard Richard talk in a single
By
setting.
the way, do you want to know? Because I was like really like prepping. I was prepping homeboy. Like, oh, he's like, you know, he's a little quiet, you know, whatever. And then he literally, we got back after. He's like, by the way, he goes, that man was not quiet at all. He was talking my ear off. I said, what? I said, Rich? He said, yeah. I was like, what? He goes, oh yeah, we were just shooting the shit. And he was so mad that we didn't even go to dinner because he's like, I wanted to keep hanging out with him. I was like, that's why you're mad. You're not mad, but you don't care about my feelings. You just wanted to keep talking to Rich.
But I feel like that's great because, like I said, they came over and I like offered
I forgot
everybody.
to tell you that.
You want something to drink? And then like him and Richard are just talking about the different vodkas we have, and I'm like, you drink?
Dude, he barely ever drinks. But because when he asked, "Oh, do you guys have anything to drink?" I was like,
Right.
"You're drinking?"
I was so confused. I was like, we got water. We got like, what's that? Like that sparkling ice.
He's like, "Nah, I want the liquor."
Right.
I'm done.
And he's like, you got vodka? And I was like, well, yeah, I got New Amsterdam. I was like, I got this peach one. And he's like, let's do peach. And I'm like, you drink?
Literally.
Like, I've seen him drink beer, but they're like gluten-free or something. And I was like shocked. I was like, okay, I guess he's getting comfortable around your friends because he's actually.
And I love
being
that. That's
around
cute. I love
people.
that for him.
Yeah, 'cause, like-
remember the first couple times he like came to my house, he just sat there.
Yeah.
in silence. And I felt bad.
When we-
he just sat there like in silence, and I was like,
He does
I was like,
not.
Keto, like, do I need to get him something? I like felt bad. I'm like,
no,
what do we?
literally.
She's like, no, just he's fine, leave him there. And I'm like, okay. I'm like, all right.
I knew nothing about him, and then one day somebody was like, he's a twin. I said, he's a what?
Oh yeah.
I was like, a what? I was so confused. I was like, okay. And then you see his twin, and they look nothing alike.
Nothing alike, literally, and they're twins.
I'm
That's
like,
so funny.
okay. But
But-
he doesn't talk either.
No, yeah, and like
I'm done.
When Rich and I,
Cheyenne.
What?
He doesn't talk.
He doesn't talk.
I think when Rich and I first started dating, so like our very first date, I think is the most he'd ever talked.
Oh.
And like after that, it was just like so awkward and quiet, like all the time. Like he would come
He
over.
probably tried so hard too.
absolutely.
He like exhausted himself trying
Yeah.
to probably talk that
He would
much.
come over and
All right. So we are going
so-
to go into support system.
Yeah. So
What's your support system? like?
Yeah. What would you say is like, what or who would you say is like your biggest support system?
I would definitely say my family. Yeah, my family. My parents are very supportive, and I wouldn't be able to like do what I do without them for sure.
Yeah.
Shout out to mom and dad.
Yeah, shout out.
We love you.
We
POP.
love you.
Shout
Hold
out.
it down.
Yeah.
I'm sick of her.
So when you're like in the thick of busy season, how do you navigate like asking for help, whether it's like physical or like mental, like exhaustion, or you just like need help with things in general?
I just cry every day. I'm just kidding.
No, but
I'm
I
not.
really
Actually,
really,
that's
I
actually the
do.
truth. That's actually the
I'd just be
truth.
crying. Like now I don't even care.
Yeah.
I'm like mad, I'm crying. Sad, crying.
Crying.
I just don't
Happy,
even know,
crying.
crying.
Yeah, no, like actually, that was like me this weekend, but like we're good now. But yeah, no. So definitely seek like extra help from like my family at that time, and just I would say like sometimes I'm not the best at managing it. Like I have the issue of like I overstretch myself in my life.
Yeah.
because
Right.
I just do this to myself. But we're working on that. We're trying
that's all
to,
you
like,
can do.
We're trying to be better about that. But really just leaning on like my support system, which is something I struggle with, but like I just have to like even they just have to remind me like, hey, we're here.
Right.
We're here to help you, so like use the help.
Yeah.
So.
A lot of people just, they don't want to bother others. I know that's like me.
Yeah.
It's very random for me to go into my group chats and like vent. Like I was messaging them yesterday and I was like, I'm here to trauma dump. And then I'm like, I'm leaving. I just like trauma dumped and they're like, it's okay. We love you. Like we support you. And I was like, I'm fucking trying. Okay. Like life is whooping my ass.
Yeah, like I told you
Yeah.
guys earlier, like I was like all in my little depression, sad phase this morning because I was like struggling with like money stuff, and like shout out to Richard because I could literally trauma dump the heck out of him. Like this
Absolutely.
morning, he literally like it's okay and just like gave me a hug.
Like we're going to figure it out.
I was like,
Aw.
oh, thank you. I was like,
And
I'm
sometimes
so
that's like all
stressed.
we need to hear. You
Yeah.
know, it's just and then we feel better and it's good.
Oh yeah.
Yeah,
I
I
was
was
like
like-
ugly crying the other day and John's like, it's okay, come here. Like I was like, I'm fucking stressed. We're trying to buy a house. There's too much things. There's too much money. Like it's fucking expensive to
Yeah,
live these days.
it
Like
is. It's hard.
inflation,
It's
everything.
real.
And I'm like,
it's real. Yeah.
I feel bad for those like one income home families. Like
Yeah.
it's like, how the fuck are you surviving? Not only are groceries stupid, but like rent's increasing. Like
Yeah, the fact that I live in an apartment that's not even like huge and my rent is over $3,000 like
Yeah.
is insane.
I look at her
Yeah.
like she's crazy.
yeah,
Yeah.
that's crazy.
Yeah. But like, yeah, I don't know. Like I'd be stressing myself the heck out and Richard's just like,
It's fine. We got
it's
it.
okay. And he'll literally be like, there's nothing you can do about it at this very second. So like just kind of push yourself away from it. We'll figure it out.
Right. Like there's no need to I learned there's no need to stress about it because like you can't change anything within an
Yeah.
hour.
Yeah.
Like
Yeah.
take some time for yourself, think about it, and then get back to
Come
it.
back to it.
Because
Yeah.
Yeah.
She
stressing-
literally is just like, do what you can. And you know, that's all we can do right now. And then we'll
Yeah.
work on it from
We'll
there.
figure it out.
Yeah. So Richard's my biggest support system.
Aw,
My parents are
that's
there
sweet.
sometimes, you know,
Yeah.
sometimes.
My husband is my biggest support system.
I love that.
We love you, John.
That's so
No,
cute.
I absolutely love him. I was like, you know, and I didn't like date people, and like I finally found him, and I'm like, oh, like, and like he doesn't believe in soulmates. He believes like the person you date, you guys like mash well together and create a soulmate. I
Yeah.
forgot how he describes it. It's super cute, but I'm like, you know what, bitch, you're my person.
You are my person.
Like that's my person.
That's so cute. I
Like I
love
said,
that.
we got married. We have our son. We just purchased a home, and it's like, and like the support that we've been getting from friends and family. Like I said, I called Keita. I'm like, I need batteries. I said I can't go back outside today. I am stressed that
Yeah.
that was the whole thing in itself. But
Came over, brought some batteries, got to see your house. Yeah.
we'll talk about that off topic.
Okay. So moving on. So let's talk about some advice. Sabrina, what advice would you give to other parents who are wanting to pursue a full-time career in photography or any other like creative
Their
type
dream
career?
job.
Yeah, like their dream job, like something they are really gonna love doing, and like I said, like while also being a parent.
Okay. This is gonna sound so cliche.
We love it.
So cliche, so basic, but really just like going for it, like taking the first step. Like literally the first step is the first step.
Yeah.
And I think sometimes we just need to hear that. Because
I love
we
that.
have so many things in our heads that we want to do. Even right now, I'm at the point with like expanding my business and my career. I have so many things in my head, and it's like I just need to do them.
Yeah.
And sometimes it's like just literally taking that first leap is like that is the first leap that could be life changing.
Oh, perfect. Well, when your business gets really big, you're obviously going to need more photographers. I know 4, Keita, Will, Lee, Cheyenne. I'm a great receptionist if you just need someone to manage your books.
Lee's
Shooter,
love
cameraman over here. Shout out to the
We got the whole
videographer. Like,
Lee's literally gonna watch this if he does, because you know
I'm
he's been
so
slacking.
tempted
but-
to video chat him. Like, we
Yeah.
got the secret formula.
Right, but Lee's gonna be like, "Wow, they mentioned me." If he actually ever watches
Oh, well,
this,
this is how we're not going to say anything in the chat. We will know if you watch.
That yep, that's gonna
Lee.
be the
If
real
you're
test.
watching this, let us know.
Yeah.
I know you will, but like,
It took him like 2.5 weeks to. Oh,
are you calling it?
Lee is getting on the show. Lee's coming onto
Two
the show.
visitors. What?
Two
Oh,
guests
no.
on one show. Watch him not even answer.
Not gonna answer.
He's gonna be like, "Did you mean to call me?"
No, he declined.
Lee,
Damn.
you're fake.
I'm gonna text him.
Decline.
We got the secret formula, and you're gonna deny us?
We got the secret formula, like Krabby, like the Krabby Patty secret recipe.
Oh, they have so many fucking chats.
Well, while you're doing that, I'm going to go on with the next question. Are there any particular resources or tools that you have found super helpful for you that you'd recommend to other people struggling with trying to find balance in life?
Ooh, I am a big podcast listener recently.
Ooh.
I love podcasts.
Top 3. Just breathe, bitch.
Obviously.
Just throw that in there.
Yeah. Okay. Well, you're asking for like helpful ones. I listen to like a lot of true crime.
I love true crime.
It's like
True crime.
You listen to
the-
Crime Junkie?
yeah, obviously.
Listen,
I
so-
love Crime Junkie.
You know how like when you're getting married, you like send things to your favorite people?
Yeah.
I sent them a letter and they sent me back
Stop.
something. I think I got stickers. I'll have
That's
to
so
check my wedding box because I got an actual card from them. And I was like, do you know that
Oh my
I fucking
God.
love you?
They're like a huge podcast.
Oh,
Like,
absolutely.
shut up.
I was shocked. I was like, I have to go find it because I was like, this is the best thing ever. Like,
Wow.
I got that. A local brewery by us, Heavy Seas. They signed my husband's favorite beer from them and gave it to us, and he's able to keep it on his mini fridge. And that was like one of their wedding gifts. I was like, it's so cute. I love this. But definitely reach out to random people, like
Right.
your favorite
I
people.
love that.
I was
That's so
sad.
cool.
I didn't reach out to Spirit Halloween because apparently they were sending spooky stuff, and I was like, what the fuck? I did not shoot my shot.
Well, now you know.
Yeah.
Now you know.
I feel
Sounds too late.
like podcasts I listen to are like all the funny ones, like the You Should Know podcast.
Yeah.
And then I listen to the
I've heard the You Should Know one.
it's literally so funny. I watch them all the time.
I listened to 2 Hot Takes. Have you guys heard of
Yeah,
that
I
one? Where they
started
read like the
recently.
Reddit stories? Oh, that one's
Right.
so
I
good.
started recently
I love
listening
that
to them.
one. So
There
these
was
aren't like
one-
very like knowledgeable.
No,
but
it's okay,
there's like
yeah.
some photography ones that I do listen. Like I listen, Nathan Chansky is like a big photographer. Cassidy Lynn. I listen to those, and they're just like helpful. Like I'll put them on the background while I'm like editing and just listen to like every episode will be about different types of things too.
Right.
So they're always just some helpful tips.
Yeah, I really like watching. What's her name? My brain is like losing it, but she does the murder mystery and makeup.
I don't know that one.
Her name is Bailey. No,
I don't know that
Bailey,
one.
Sarana. I always say her name.
I don't
it's
know.
the makeup girl.
Yeah,
I
murder
love
murder mystery makeup. Yeah,
Yep, I love her because she says the one thing. I want to say it's suspicious, but I haven't listened to.
yeah.
No,
She goes
Little Walk.
suspicious, and then I like her her opening. She goes la da da la da da la da da da, and it's really funny. Anyways, sorry y'all had to witness that.
All the excitement.
Yeah. So this is where we're gonna come to an end. So Sabrina, do you have any final tips or words of encouragement that you would like to give to the listeners before we close out?
I feel like I should, but I don't know if I have anything else. To
Live
say.
your best life.
Yeah, just go
for it.
Go for
Absolutely.
it. Take that first step, and don't worry about what the fuck anyone else thinks.
Yeah, literally.
That's that's it. That's actually the best advice.
Yeah.
Don't care about what anyone thinks or says, because also the people that want to be supporting me the most now and be like, oh, that's like so cool. Oh my God. Like also were like people that were hating.
Right.
Like when I left my corporate job and stuff in the beginning. So it's like also like, just do your thing, because people are always going to have some shit to say.
Oh,
Yeah.
they will
And don't
always
worry
talk
about it.
you.
They're always
Yeah.
going to have shit
It
to
does
say.
not matter.
And it doesn't matter.
You could be
No.
thriving, and they're like, "Ew, look at her shoes." It's like, can you compliment me for the fucking good I'm doing in life?
Like, are you just mad that I just bought a house and you didn't? Like,
Yeah, that actually.
Literally,
Yeah.
I've been looking at people like, why can't we be happy for other people's success? Like,
yeah.
That is the biggest thing that you find, that
Right.
people don't want to just genuinely
No.
be happy for you or root for you. And
like I get it. Like it's not happening to you. It's not happening when you want. And like when we look for our house, I know I told Kita, like we got denied for it because somebody outbid us with cash. And the one thing our realtor said was, if it was meant to be, it will be. 4 days later, we got a call that they backed out.
Wow.
And here we are now with our home that we fell in love with after walking through. And I'm like, I love this. Like,
Yeah.
it's great.
That's amazing.
So it's like, if it's meant to be, it's meant to be. That's your quote for the day.
Thank God,
there
because
it
literally,
I seen you Google
I was
it.
Googling quotes of the day to read this for the end of the
done.
podcast.
Oh, do you guys have a quote of the day?
Yeah.
Okay, I didn't know that was a thing.
Yeah, I'm really
done.
glad.
I seen her. She was
I
like
was like,
this.
crap, we have to go to the quote of the day now.
I'm done.
So
I do live by that too.
yeah.
I live by
I've never
that.
heard it, and like when she said it, I was like, okay, because I was like really discouraged. She's like, don't fall in love with the homes, like, because you never know
When you
what
get
will
attached,
happen.
yeah.
And I got attached, and it was so cute because like it was an older lady, and like in her backyard, she has this cute little planter that she had built, and like I went today, and there's like a whole bunch of mint growing and some butterfly things. I'm like, I cannot wait to live in my best plant life era.
Yeah.
Like you said, social media, I stopped fucking charging my phone. Like, my phone is always on like 3%, and I just don't care to communicate with people.
Yeah.
Like, if you don't like text me, I don't really get on Messenger anymore. I did a Facebook break. I haven't been on TikTok in a while. My husband's like,
Yeah,
you
I
don't
took
check
a-
my
I
TikTok.
took-
was
I
like,
know, I
you
took a
send me
break.
40 a day.
I
I'm
took a
overwhelmed.
big break from TikTok. Yeah. Yeah.
Like, between all my TikToks, it's like, you have 120 notifications. I was
No,
like,
literally, all my
open
friends that
delete.
inboxes, that's right now. It's just sitting. It's
I'm
sitting.
like, I feel
'cause-
bad. And I used to love TikTok, but then I realized it was consuming my life.
No, it
and
was.
then-
I would get in like just like deep rabbit holes, and I
Oh,
like
absolutely. I couldn't sleep at night because I'm like scrolling.
No, literally.
And it's
yeah,
like, oh, like,
it
this
was
is
too.
lovely.
It was too consuming.
Yeah.
I had to like retire.
I mean, same
for a
with
bit.
Facebook. Like,
Yeah,
I don't
all
care.
social media is though. Like
Yeah.
all social media I find to be very draining, and
I don't know
have
how
to take
you guys
breaks.
keep up with Instagram. I just can't do it.
I honestly like that's why I keep up with stories more than I do post.
Okay,
I
cool.
don't post consistently at all.
Yeah, I post like once a year.
I don't post consistently.
I haven't even been posting consistently for like the podcast, and I even like told myself
I
that
like
would,
randomly
and
post
I'm
something,
Like,
and she's like, "You posted something." I was
I'm like,
well,
thank you.
I was like, I know you were going by some schedule of like what type of post to do, and I was like, you never sent it to me, so I just be wigging it.
Yeah, it works better
That's
than
what you
nothing.
got to do
so,
sometimes.
yeah.
So.
Like, you guys understand, we're squirrels. We have lives. Like, we are moms. We
Outside of
are
this,
like
yeah.
working. Like even like you said, you're not doing the 9 to 5, but you still do things. Like,
Yeah.
and it's like hard just trying to find the time. And then the real thing is like, I'm not trying to please any of you bitches on social media. Like,
Right.
my clients, no. Like, you could post one photo and I'm sure you would still get bookings because you have faithful clients that are constantly coming back. Like, I know Keita has a couple of people that
I'm starting to like have that too, which is nice too, because then there's like less pressure. Like, I took like a solid 2 months over the winter, like right after fall. I was sober until I took like 2 months off Instagram, and I just had to. I had
it's
to.
nice.
I had to. Yeah.
But it's definitely hard, but
Yeah.
we're killing the game, guys.
We doing it. We
Yeah,
doing it.
brother. Sorry.
Yes, make sure you use code JustBreatheBitch for 1% off.
One-
Bookings with
Oh yeah, so
1%.
before we close out, so like I said,
So done.
before
You're gonna get a booking. Just Breathe Bitch sent me. I hear you like good travel.
1%.
It's only 1%. Was that an error? No, babe. You're getting 1%.
Was that an error?
No, 1%.
So yeah,
Maybe
before we
1.5 if
before we
she's
close
nice
out, so like I said, we'll have all the socials for Sabrina in the description.
Yes. Shout them out.
But Sabrina, where can they find you? Where can they communicate with you? Where can they see your work?
Instagram. My Instagram is Sabrina Julie Photography. My website, Sabrina Julie Photography as well. I have a TikTok, even though I was just talking a lot of shit. I don't go on it anymore, but still go follow me on it, you know.
Maybe I might come back.
Same on Facebook. All my socials are Sabrina Julie Photography, so you can just find me there.
Yeah, and she has her. You can hit her up through email from her website and all the things.
All the things.
And yeah, like I said, it'll all be listed in the description. But as Cheyenne said, the quote of the day is, if it's meant to be, it'll be, something like that, right? Yeah. And then I have another one just because I ended up Googling it and I still want to read it anyway. Quote of the day, don't be afraid your life will end. Be afraid that it will never begin. So get out there and do what you have to do.
Actually,
and
love
start your
that.
life.
Side note, like, because we were talking about how this whole Prestoria thing. Shout out to my friend Anne, because she just went to school. She was a stay-at-home mom. She just went to school, and now she's doing coding for an ambulance.
Heck yeah.
And I'm like, you just did a whole 360, got up, and was like, now she's like working full-time. And I was like, I love that for you. You go, bitch. Like,
Yeah.
you
Love that.
followed your dream.
Shout out to you.
So again, you can be a mom, you can do anything, whether it's a corporate job, photography, doctor, lawyer,
You can do
coding.
it all. You can do it all.
Don't feel like because you had a kid, your life is over, because it's
definitely not. Yeah.
Because we're still shaking ass all summer.
That's wild. First of all, guys, I'm not shaking anything and I have nothing to shake anyway.
Yeah, honestly, same. So
I just wanted to see Will's reaction, and it was perfect.
he was about to get up and walk away.
He turned around like
so-
He was ready to go out the door after that.
Well, on that note, thank you guys for listening once again, and we will see you next time.
Bye.